Hi, everyone. Welcome back to On a Water Break, the podcast where we talk about everything you and your friends are talking about at rehearsal on a water break. Today, you're going to find out what made Whitney say,
if you're going upside down, which is like pretty much a requirement now.
Yeah, right.
You can't not go upside down.
Mm-hmm.
All this and more on this week's episode of On a Water Break.
8 off the mat and go. Welcome to On a Water Break, the podcast where we talk everything marching arts. Everyone, bring it in. It's time for a water break.
Hey, everyone. It's Nicole. This week, we're welcoming two new guests to the podcast. So big hello and welcome to Carlos and Erik. Hi, how are ya? We will get into a 32 count life story with both of them in just a moment. But before we do that, I need you to go and subscribe on your favorite listening app, write us a review, and share it with a friend. If you have a question or a good topic to talk about, email us at onawaterbreakpodcast@gmail.com or find us on social media. You can DM us if you have a question. If you want to be on the show, let's see, we even have a form that you can fill out. If you want to make a video and then send it to us, you could even find yourself on the podcast at some point. You can also check out the link in our bio. Now, we're going to see who's on the sidelines with us this week. Hey, Whitney. You look so comfortable.
I am. I'm in my room away from all the dogs, so they can't step on my computer or ruin this podcast.
So little birdie told me that you recently had some big news come up. Do you care to share?
I'm pregnant. No, I'm just kidding.
We all knew that was a lie. I don't know why I did that.
I gasped so hard.
Yes, I am leaving Round Rock High School.
Yeah.
Should I applause here? I feel like maybe.
I think so. Whitney, you've accomplished so much in 5 years with that school. And honestly, the nation knows how much you saved that program. So, for real, good job. Like, this is literally, you are tying up a neat package at the end of that chapter. And there's a nice purple one waiting for you to open up again.
You passed it to me, and now I'm going to pass it to somebody else, maybe. We'll see.
Passing the mic.
Yep.
The tea.
Amari was supposed to be with us today, but he's having some issues, so he might be coming into rehearsal a little late. He's also a little newbie, little thing. But Alicia, have you slept since your 2-year tour with WGI?
Barely. It was exhausted by the end of percussion week, but it was a blast. But yeah, 2 weeks of WGI back to back was rough, let me tell you.
You know, everybody was like, oh, you only live 45 minutes away. Why don't you come back? And I was like, I don't think so, y'all. No.
I will say, really, really, really enjoyed percussion week. Like, so much more than I thought I was. I was driving up and I was like, why did I commit to this? But I really loved it. So
get in there and get in.
It's just so straight. They're just so straight.
The energy is very so like cis white man. I mean, that is the energy.
They're all just so cool and just, walking around and nothing serious, but everything's serious.
Yeah, they don't dress up for finals. That was the biggest disappointment. I saw 2 girls that were dressed up and I literally yelled across the parking lot at them because it was awesome. But
you look great. Thank you.
I did. I was like, yes, finals outfits.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So we have 2 new guests, like I said earlier. So we have Carlos Herrera. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Sorry.
Shake it out, buddy. You're okay.
It's his first performance nerves.
Right. Oh, goodness. And we also have Erik Longey. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
So, y'all, we do this thing. It's like a game, but it's more to our benefit than yours. It's called the 32 count life story. So we give you 32 counts on the Met. And you're in, and you have to tell us your whole life story from birth to today. I'm kidding.
Carlos looks really overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Put as much in there as you possibly can. So, Carlos, you're going to be first. We'll give you 8 off the Met, and then you're in, okay? All right.
Hello, my name is Carlos. I am from Los Angeles, California. I started as a bando in sixth grade playing the clarinet. And once I got to high school, I joined jazz band and theater band and pep band and did the trombone and clarinet. I actually didn't start color guard until Winterguard in my junior year, under Michael Costner and Mike Garola. And so that was really, really fun. And then I did drum corps on the West Coast with Pacific Crest for a summer. And then I did 4 years at Blue Devils. I did 3 years at Fantasia, and I did 3 years at the RCC marching band. I spent a few years just going back season to season, like back to back to back to back, and wore me out a little bit. But also lit my fire to continue going. After I aged out, I moved to Texas and I marched Cypress Independent and I taught, and it was really, really cool, really fun experience there. From there, I went and did Busch Gardens for a summer, which was really cool for me. So then I moved to Indiana, marched for Cincinnati for 2 years. I packed my bags and moved to Florida. And then I taught here at Flanagan, and then helped Nick and Michelle start Relentless. And then I marched Relentless. And after the pandemic, I went back to school and now I graduate in about next week. I literally graduate next week with my bachelor's in recreation and sports management, which kind of introduced me to a whole new different world of color guard and inspired me to give back to the community in a different way that was more than just 5, 6, 7, 8, and more than just like the coach and being on the admin and operations side of things is really fulfilling to me because it's more than just about helping your one team or your one student. Now you're affecting and inspiring every student that you see and every student that comes by. So this past year, excuse me, this past season, I worked as a contest director for our circuit, and I had the most amazing time. So I'm really looking forward to do that next year and put my education to good use.
Wow. Okay. So,
4,000 count story.
right.
Full flag feature story.
Right. I had a lot to say.
Did you see the color change?
Right. I may have misunderstood the assignment. No, just kidding.
I just had to, this is my one shot to just, tell the world. So here it is. I just said it all.
No, that's so good. I was about to say, Alicia, did you cut it off early or something? It seemed like that sounded like it was like.
She knew he wasn't going to stay at 32, so she cut it off.
Right. I was like, 16 counts, and then all right, I was like,
I was like, oh. It's like when they turn the music off at the Oscars, like, don't turn the music on.
All right, Erik. Let's see if we can get it in here. We can get it in here. All right.
Oh, so, we can do this.
32 counts. Oh, hold on. Stop. Go ahead. Yeah, we're going to do it again. 32 counts, and then we're in. Okay. Sorry, 8 counts, and then you're in.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay, so very similar to Carlos, I was a band kid, so I played saxophone all throughout high school and college, at Sycamore High School in Pleasant View, Tennessee, and at the University of Tennessee. And marching only done winter with Sycamore High School, Eclipse, Attraction, where I met Alicia, a Black Diamond Independent, Lexus, and Juxtaposition. And teaching-wise, jumped around to different schools between Tennessee, Kentucky, and Ohio.
Look at ya. You wrote it down, too.
Attraction? I've never heard of this group.
Yeah.
Who, what, when, where, why?
It was in Knoxville, Tennessee. And
okay.
They were only there for about 2 years before they folded, but that's where I met Alicia.
Well, it existed for 1 year and then went away for like 5 years. And then we brought it back the 1 year I taught there, which is where I met Erik. And then they lasted 1 more year and then folded again. So the director at the time was also the director of Seymour High School and was trying to build that program into open class. So he focused there, which was fine. But back when Erik was a baby.
Yeah, a youngin'.
Yep.
Yeah. And you marched there or you taught there?
I marched at Lexus and then I marched at Black Diamond for my age out and then I became a staff member.
Yeah, Black Diamond, Marcus Lewis. Yes.
Love that man.
Love him.
You know what? Color Guard is such a small world. It's a big world, but it's so small. Okay, now
Yes.
that we all know each other, we've gotten through that part. It's like getting to know you. Anyway, so we are going to go to commercial, and then we will be back with a little bit more from our guests.
Hi, everyone. It's time for your travel tip of the week with me. I'm Beth with Peak Group Travel. If you're doing a special performance on your next tour, make sure you contact the venue to be sure of everything that's included. Things like electricity, chairs, stands, lighting, and maybe even large percussion instruments might not be included. So make sure you check before you leave in case you need to bring anything on your own. Don't forget to like and follow Peak Group Travel on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And be sure to email info@peakgrouptravel.com when you're ready to start planning your next performance tour. This is Beth with Peak Group Travel and your travel tip of the week. Ready to elevate your travel game? Welcome to Peak Group Travel, the ultimate adventure creators. Whether you're planning an unforgettable class trip, a once-in-a-lifetime parade experience for your marching band, or a choir tour full of memorable performance venues, Peak Group Travel handles it all, so you can focus on making memories. From breathtaking international destinations to amazing adventures right here at home, Peak Group Travel customizes every journey to your vision. We're not just planners, we're your partners for the trip you want for your students. Our online registration portal makes managing your pre-trip experience smooth and convenient. We even collect your payments if you'd like. Picture it, effortless planning, unmatched experiences, and smiles that last long after the journey ends. That's the Peak Group Travel difference. And if you choose to partner with Peak on your next tour, and you mention that you heard about us on the On a Water Break podcast, you'll earn a $100 trip credit. Discover why groups everywhere trust Peak Group Travel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and be sure to visit peakgrouptravel.com today. You pick the date, and we'll make it great.
Celebrating its 25th anniversary, Guard Closet was founded as a consignment shop in 2000. Since then, it has grown to become your one-stop shop for the marching arts.
Do you need consignment uniforms and flags for your color guard, marching band, or drumline? We have thousands of sets of consignments in stock and ready to ship.
Do you need show design and custom choreography? Our designers have years of experience in the marching arts.
Do you need to sell your items and clear out your storage areas? We take in more than 600 sets of consignments each year and return hundreds of thousands of dollars to our consigners for their sales.
Do you need to have your students order shoes, gloves, and other equipment? We can set up a microsite for easy student ordering of a wide variety of items.
Do you need custom costumes or flags? We can help get you great designs from our team through top vendors like Show Day Designs.
Have you listened to our podcast, On a Water Break? Weekly episodes and bonus content keep you entertained and informed with what's going on in the marching arts.
For over 25 years, Guard Closet has been here to help. Check us out at guardcloset.com or follow us on social media.
Okay, so we are back. This is the segment where we are going to be calling the 60-second tech block. So in this segment, this is where we have one of our guest hosts, clinicians. We're going to put them on the spot. Tell them to talk about something for 60 seconds nonstop in a tech session for a topic that needs some serious attention after the last run or even season we just had. So our special tech this week has come prepared with 3 topics that they think they can talk about for a full 60 seconds straight. No hesitation, no pauses, just pure technical gold, or should be. This week, I think we're going to throw it over to, I don't know, Carlos. Yes. All right. Now, you said the best topics were 1, preventing performer burnout, 2, 27 points in space, 3, the sire wheel from the relentless prop, the sire wheel. All right, everyone. What do we think that Carlos should talk about?
I love 27 points in space.
Yeah, yes, I do too.
And I think that prop was Fascinating.
Mhm.
Oh, these are hard though, because performer burnout's so important. Whitney, what do you think?
I think we should go with performer burnout.
No, sorry, we need 7 points in space, y'all.
No.
Actually important. Yeah. I mean, we just
Yeah.
finished the season, so we should probably talk about performer burnout.
Carlos, can you save 27 points in space though for like next time you come on?
I don't have to save it. It's in there.
Perfect.
Oh, it's a part of me. It's
It's
like my left
part of
earlobe.
you.
It's 27 points in space. DJ just said, made sure.
I can talk about it. Okay, everyone. So we have that topic. Sorry, I was going to say 27 points in space. Preventing performer burnout. All right. So Erik, do you have 60 seconds on your phone? Can you pull that up?
Ready to go?
Perfect. All right. So I'll say 3, 2, 1, and then Carlos, you go. 3, 2, 1, go.
I think that in order to prevent athlete burnout, color guard member burnout is differentiating, making a different. We need to start over.
You can actually do that because I can edit this part. So just here, I'll start again and just say 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. We're gonna start now. 3, 2, 1, go.
I think we just need to help athlete burnout. We need to differentiate our members between those that are there for sport development, meaning they're there to gain more skills and therefore the competition part of it, and those that are there for development, using it as developmental for hand-eye coordination or social skills or cultural skills. So I think that a lot of the time that people and members do get burned out is because they show up wanting to gain different kinds of social and cultural skills, but they end up being targeted and directed towards the competitive aspect of it, which is not what all members are looking for. There is no recreation part to color guard right now where people can just show up and do color guard without the competition part and aspect of it. So making sure that there is a
10
difference
seconds.
between those two alleys and two avenues, and knowing what student goes where, I think would help
4.
with world-class long-term athlete development.
That was kind of a good bit.
Good job.
It's like you would just
put a whole class on that.
Seriously, like I've never even like thought about the two being different. What?
Yeah, that's why when I was learning about sport management in school, I was like, this is color guard director 101 for sure. It's all about program management and all about knowing the kind of athlete you are working with, because a lot of athletes, while they do want to become professional athletes, some athletes just happen to be athletes because they're working on physical endurance or they're working on just mental stamina in some sort of some way. Not every athlete is looking for competition, and not every athlete is looking to be the best of the sport or so when I learned that, I was like, wow, that's color guard. I've taught so many students that are extremely talented and you want them to come back and do the thing, but they're burnt out at getting cleaned and the competition part of it and gaining points. And I can keep going and keep going talking about this.
It makes me think a lot about those schools, though, that you see who are the top of the echelon or the top of the food chain as far as like Winterguard and marching band is concerned. And it's just like, dude, you're a sophomore, you know? And then by the time they graduate high school, they're just like, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, and then how many parents have you met that said, my daughter needed to do something, so here she is at rehearsal, and she had no interest in color guard, no interest in going to the competitions or anything, but her mom still dropped her off and paid her fees, and guess what? She's on the floor. And, and
or
now
they couldn't find anything else. They didn't fit into anything else.
Yeah. And now
she's
your 4-year senior that doesn't care to be there whatsoever, but because she's a senior, she's in your varsity guard and she's there, but is she really like contributing to the competition part of it? No, because she doesn't want to compete. She wants to do color guard for recreational purposes. So I think that we need to stop putting, our juniors and seniors in the varsity guards just because of their age. If they're there for developmental reasons, using sport as a developmental avenue, then they should stay in the lower guard and then have their fun and continue doing what they're doing with the low stress and low pressure. But if we're just continuously going to keep throwing all these kids that are there for fun into the go competition right now, we got to win. After their senior year, they're done getting yelled at. They don't do it anymore. And some people thrive in competition. Some people, so many of the students that I've taught thrive at, being pushed and wanting to be the best. And there are those students that are meant for that, and there are those freshmen that show up and do fit that mold, and absolutely throw them in the varsity, and then they're the ones that continue, and they're the ones that come back and teach and are the student teachers and stuff. So I just think that making those different differentiations between your members and knowing who is here to compete and who is here to just get better at something else, get better at life, get better at social, get better at friends, get better at, you know, because
Mhm.
color guard, outside of the skills things, being on a team, it teaches you a lot. Like I think about color guard in all of my daily aspects and things. Like if I know how to do something, if I know how to do something, it's probably because I learned it at rehearsal. You know, if I know how to act in public and if I know how to talk to other people or make connections or leave a good impression, it's because I learned how to do that at rehearsal. You know, so I love everything that color guard has taught me, and now that I've had this education, I look forward to the future and how I'm able take that and apply it and see if there's a different outcome to it. Because I do truly believe that if we separate those students, that we will have a much more successful season, especially mentally too. Like how many times do we go to home after rehearsing, you're pulling your hair out and you're just so frustrated with how rehearsal went because one bad egg ruined it for everybody, or there was two bad eggs in their drama and whatnot, but those were the kids that didn't even want to be there in the first place. But now we have partner work and this and that, and cutting them is just a bigger headache. And
Yeah, no,
so
that's great. Dude, that was a solid 60-second tech block. And hopefully I think someone out there got something from that. And honestly, I think we just did. Because Eunice completely gave
I
us a
did.
dissertation.
I mean, I kind of want to do a whole episode on that because
We'll
And
definitely.
clearly Carlos can talk for a whole episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
But a
Well,
60-second tech block we don't want to end is such a good thing. So good job,
absolutely.
Carlos. One more applause.
Mhm. All right, so now we're going to switch things up a bit. I think it is time for everyone's favorite. What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, y'all. This is the part of the show where we let loose a little bit. Maybe not a lot, but just a little bit. And this is a chance to rant about something in the marching arts that doesn't make sense to you. It's very tongue in cheek. You can make fun of it a little bit. It could actually resonate with some people. So maybe it's a tradition that needs to go, or maybe it's just a habit that performers can't break, but maybe it's something that makes sense to you. So think, why are we even doing this, or why haven't we been doing this? So whatever it is, let's talk about it right now. Alicia, what are we doing?
Okay. I've been thinking about this one all winter. Now that winter's over, I'm going to say it. But listeners know, and Nicole, you know, I trial judged in movement all winter. And I have to ask, what are we doing putting our performers in dresses and then giving them floor work or inversions or rolls where those dresses flip up and expose the undergarments? That's where I'm at. I would give myself applause for that, but I don't want to be self-serving here. But I saw a lot this winter, little kids in these dresses, and they, like, you know, the very common, like, you sit pretty and then you roll back and we point our toes and roll right back up with our equipment. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Saw that many, many times where the dress is flipped up and I see various colors of shorts or underwear or whatever, and it's not part of the costume. And every time I was like, this is underwear. Okay, it's not underwear like the traditionally think of, but it's a garment meant to go under something that we're not supposed to see, and you're exposing it, and it's not okay.
So we just haven't thought about the undergarments and the way that they would look with this choreography.
Yes.
Dance shorts are so cheap, you guys.
Yes. And it's so easy to find them in a
Amazon.
color to match your costume and make it look like part of the costume.
And if you're buying a custom costume, it should come with the built-in shorts.
Agreed.
And if you're not, then buy the dance shorts and attach them or something.
Yep.
They need matching dance shorts. That's still a part of the costume, especially if you're going upside down, which is like pretty much a requirement now.
Yeah, right.
You can't not go upside down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a basic skill.
It is, though. These were cadet guards.
All right, Carlos, what are we doing?
Why are performers still wearing glasses on the floor? What are we doing?
That is a good one. It is so dangerous.
Yeah, first, like danger aside, I think that it limits performers going full out 100% with their full body releases. The amount of like releases that I stopped at the neck, and just because they wanted to keep their glasses on, or or their hair didn't want to flip over because it got on their and like to me it's 90% there. Without the glasses, I think that it would just yeah, that's how I
And
feel.
it opens up your face so much when you take the glasses off.
Yeah.
And there's no glare, and it's dangerous. I'm with you, Carlos. This one kills me. Cannot. You
makes me
gotta get
nervous.
contacts, or you need to not perform with them. One or the other, but no glasses. No.
Oh, we had a kid at Juxta who wore glasses, and I was just trying to figure out like how he could do it. And I saw his glasses, and they literally had a hook going down around the ears, so it wouldn't like move at all. And it just like blew my mind. I was like, oh, that's how he can do it with all the
Yeah, but
turns
like
and lifts.
one
But
wrong like accident of that's how
oh, I
dangerous.
know.
Or one like tip just oof.
That.
Or your flag silk gets stuck on the corner.
Yeah,
My flag silk used to get stuck in my bobby pins. Like, come
I've
on.
had it yank out my nose ring before. Wasn't fun. But I would also add to that, Carlos, sunglasses for outdoor guard and rehearsal. Like, it used to not be allowed, and I don't allow my performers to wear them.
Well,
I make
Sorry,
actually,
them.
deal with the
I
sun.
make them.
health
Really? Well,
wise,
Texas,
Yeah,
I
because
can understand that.
I have to wear glasses now because I wasn't allowed to wear sunglasses at drum corps. It damaged my eyesight. I have blue eyes, so like, of course that was going to happen. But we weren't allowed to wear sunglasses. But
yeah.
I make my kids wear sunglasses now because it's so damaging, and the sun's not getting better.
I have a
Yeah,
friend
I've
now
never
who's
thought about it
actually
that way.
going through severe health issues because of all that, drum corps and sun in their eyes. So I used to think like, oh, just you perform in the sun, you're not going to perform with glasses, get over it. But after my friend's newly developed health issues, which I'm not going to disclose or anything, it's extremely important that members are wearing glasses outside because he is now borderline, entering the blind area of and losing his sight and stuff. And it was all for drum corps and all for color guard, and so which is a meeting for a different time for sure. I want to advocate for wearing sunglasses outside if it's at all possible to avoid blindness because that's not good.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the insight. I think you guys just totally changed my thinking on that, and my students will thank you for it.
Eye health is so important.
Yeah, it is.
And your eyes don't get better as you age, It's not
No.
like, oh, my eyes are getting stronger.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
mean, and
happening.
that's like another thing too that goes with like drum corps being outside and, skin cancer could potentially be a thing. Like, are there any studies out there that have like looked into damage of being outside for all those hours on us? I don't know. But those are.
Yes, dermatologists study it often.
On all kinds
We are over the limit. We are over the limit.
Way past.
One season of drum corps puts you over like a whole lifetime.
Yeah, and when I was marching, I stopped wearing sunscreen like as soon as my first can ran out. Like it was just like, where I want, I got that natural melanin. Like it's okay, natural sunscreen.
And sometimes though, I have been sunburned. I have been, but also I stayed on. Yeah, no, we won't talk. That was bad. Whitney, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Not showing appreciation for staff members and just people activity and people that work tirelessly for us and that do good work and just not showing appreciation. I think that one's on my mind right now.
Thank you goes longer than like, here's a gift.
Right.
Or, like, hey, just say thank you.
Yeah. Or like, because I always encourage my kids to do end of season notes to like whoever, whatever, give at least write, staff members, parents, whoever helped you get through the season, your captains, what have you. And those mean a lot, but I feel like often the letters don't match their actions throughout the season, and it's like, thank you now, but like, why were you such a poop head during the season? Why did you never say thank you? Why were you always rolling your eyes or like hopping around? It's like, thank you for saying thank you, but what about your actions all day, every day? That is a thank you. Like, be consistent. Be consistent. Say thank you more frequently.
Especially to parents
Yeah.
and chaperones.
Yes.
I feel like I've
Bus
seen a few
drivers. I
groups
make
out
my
there.
kids say thank you to bus drivers when we get off, and like anybody holding doors at shows, people in warm up, say thank you, thank you. Like,
Yeah. Erik, what are we doing?
What are we doing about not having a secure place to watch color guard videos? I have gotten so tired of paying for subscriptions for things to only get like a finite window to see it, or having to go on YouTube and put in like definitely not so and so Winterguard and going about that like random path to it just for like me to get really excited to find it after I crack the code just to see it being pulled down. I'm paying for subscriptions for it, and I would rather pay to see a full history catalog rather than like a finite amount of time. Because also, like, it's great for education. It's great to like be able to see some sentimental things. So unfortunately, like, one of my runs that I have, I can only find it on YouTube, and it's a screen recording where after our flag feature, a text message comes down that says not their best run, and it swipes away, and so it just became this big joke. Like it kind of sucks. It kind of ruined that run because the only video we have is that run, and just no, it just really bothers me that like now that I've kind of had my eyes open to open class because I made that jump from class to world. I've met more people that competed in open class, and I want to see more and more and more of it. But there's nowhere to find it.
It's such an anomaly of a class already. And I feel like as much as you can watch of it, there should be. And that's why I miss WGI on demand. When you could go in and be like, I want to watch this class open. And there it is.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that
So
year.
many times I've asked, like, have you seen this one from 89, 89, whatever? And I'm like, well, where's the archive? Like, direct me to the archive. I'll gladly go sit there and watch it.
Dude.
what was it
There was
called? Fan
this
Network? No,
Yeah,
no,
it
it
Bandwidth.
used to
was
be. It was Fan
it was
Network.
some like
Yeah.
a Google Drive that somebody or Can
That too.
Network. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
were just
Cam
talking about
Network.
that.
You
Yes.
were. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
oops.
somewhere.
We
It's
don't
oops.
talk
somewhere.
about.
So here we go. All right. So everybody, we got all of that off
Next.
your chest, and now we are about to do some positive energy stuff. So welcome to Gush and Goes.
Great job, everyone. Set your equipment down. Gush and go.
All right, so welcome to Gush and Goes. This is a part that you get to shout out something that's going on in your life, happening in your life, marching arts related or not. Maybe you're just excited about a performance, student success, a big success thing going on in your life, a life event, just something cool you want to brag about. So no negativity here, just pure unfiltered hype. So who's got something to gush and go about? Carlos?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I briefly mentioned this, but I'm just really excited about it because I quit and sacrificed on my jobs to go to school full time, and I will be graduating next week with honors. So I'm really, really, really excited about that.
I am happy for you about that too, actually. Oh, I can't wait to see your pictures next week. I know everybody's going to be hyping you up, but of
Nice.
course, yes.
Yes.
Whitney, what are we gushing and going about?
Right.
Sorry. Well, my gush and go is I'm looking for new jobs. So I don't know, hire me. I like color guard and sparkly things and animals, but you could hire me to like teach kids. I'm pretty good at that, I guess.
You've got like a graphic out, right?
I do have a graphic out.
Okay.
I made myself a little flyer on Canva. I love Canva. God, I would work for Canva if I could.
Well, why don't you just give
Love.
yourself a shameless little promotion, self plug right now? What can you do?
I can do choreography. I can do warm ups. I'll choreograph anything, but like usually I'm dance. That's usually my thing. But I can do whatever. I like cadet guard, so if you need help with cadet guard, I can do middle school guard. I can do that. gosh, I don't know, make flyers and I design t-shirts and I'll do anything. I can post on Instagram for you. I don't care. I will order Chick-fil-A for your whole guard. I don't care. Like, I'll do anything. I'll pick out shoes. Oh, I would love to help all percussion units pick out new shoes.
Hey, you probably just got a niche in there somewhere. So
Yeah,
hey,
I know. I really
want-
think I should just go into designing a good percussion shoe.
So
I'm thinking about
if
it.
you're looking for a
Out
really
with
good
the
percussion
dingles.
shoe, if you're looking
It's the
for really,
Adidas.
oh,
Adidas.
Whitney. All right, Erik, what are you gushing and going about?
I'm gonna gush about Juxta this year. Was my first time being fully on staff, and just working with them all year. It's just been such a wild ride,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just so hardworking. And with the show they had this year, it was so physically demanding. And there was a split moment near the beginning of the season. I was like, I could march again. I can do this. And then we were going through conditioning and all this. And I was like, oh, I'm retired, and emphasis on tired. But
Like I'm retired.
they were just like the most humble and funniest and kindest people. And I've never taught in an environment like that, even though I've marched there for 3 years. Just like if somebody happened to like snap at me, even though I didn't like really notice it, they made sure they came up to me afterwards and like apologized for it, how they acting. And I just didn't even realize it. So most of us like, "Oh, thank you, I guess." Like it's so weird to see
It's
like,
grown people. You're
yeah,
teaching
people
grown
at that
people.
yeah, people at that caliber.
Mhm.
It's usually a toss up with how their personality is. And thankfully, Juxta, like everyone's just so kind, and that's why I don't know. I called that place my home for so long.
Yeah. Dude, I will tell you that was the one show that made me audibly gasp. And not by watching it like I'm sitting in the stand and I'm watching it down here. I was like, I got in and Juxta had just started to perform, so I couldn't sit. And so I was watching it on the TV and they did that part where they jump into the black fabric. And I audibly gasped around people I did not know. And I was just, what? I was like, what?
The joke of this
I was,
season was that there was no props that year, and every time we would come back, there would be more and more props, and we're like, "Oh, okay." And so we like it's just become this whole joke that like there were no props in this year's Juxta
Fabric is
show.
prop. Fabric is prop.
That wall
If it's
though,
not a piece of equipment or a tarp, it's a prop.
that wall
It's
was so crazy, and definitely a shout out to Tiffany Culver for working so hard on that. Manhandled that. It was crazy
Did
trying
she
to
make
figure it out.
the fabric?
We had some volunteers, and then Carla, who was on staff, one of the
Mhm.
directors, she was there and sew it. And then Tiffany Culver, she helped with the logistics of it. Found out we had to put a lot more weights on it, more fabric, had to figure out how to keep it from not twisting it. And so we ended up not really figuring it out fully until maybe the last month of the season. And so once
maybe
every
until
single
above it.
time, oh my gosh, if you ever looked at the staff, like as we got to that part, we're all like, please,
Because
just
it
like
looped
praying.
inside of itself without getting tangled.
Yeah, we had to fold it like fan fold it.
The fabric. Wow, what a
Yeah,
headache.
but cool effects.
Yeah, totally worth it.
Hey, it's called Gush and Go, not Gush and Stay. Let's go.
Let's go. Right
I
now, let's
feel like
go.
You're
that felt
dancing,
out from the
Carlos.
I feel like we just sat around and we could be talking for a lot longer. And honestly, that's what this is all about. And I appreciate you all for being here. But I want to say thank you so much for a good rehearsal this week. Or should I say, since it's the end of the Winterguard season, thank you all for a great season.
Yes.
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 I can't believe that we did this and we finished. So I just want to say thank you to Alicia, Whitney, Erik, and Carlos. Erik, Carlos, I hope we see y'all again on here. If we call you, if you'll come on by.
Absolutely.
For a quick sip. Swing by for a
Gotcha.
quick sip.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me. I had such a great time.
Perfect. Thank you. So if you ever have a question or you have a good topic that you want to talk to us about, make sure you email us. It's on a water break podcast at gmail.com, or you can find us on social media. DM us if you have a question, or if you actually want to send us a video, you can also do that. We have a new form that you can fill out if you want to be on the show. Go ahead and fill that out. And that's going to be in the link in our bio. Let's see. And yeah, so one more thing before you know it too, we have all of these podcasts on YouTube as full-length videos. So don't forget to go and check us out there. Don't forget to subscribe to us on your favorite podcast listening app. Write us a review, share it with a friend, and follow us on social media at On a Water Break. And we'll see you at rehearsal on the next water break.
The On a Water Break podcast was produced by Jeremy Williams and Christine Ream. The intro and outro music was produced by Josh Lyda. To learn more, visit lydamusic.com. And until next time, thanks for tuning in.